That's right! Oh my God! Dude, that was
How do you do that?
I mean, that was a wire gag for sure.
Crack.
Oh. So what they did is,
Big thanks to our flagship sponsor, Squarespace, for bringing you today's episode. Stick around to the end to find out how you can get 10% off your first purchase.
Hi, welcome back to Stuntmen React here with Eric Linden. He's joined us again to give us some great insight into the world of stunts and some crazy things you guys may not have heard stories of. It's gonna be, I think it's gonna be a good one, but
yeah, sorry.
are you comfortable?
Yeah, God, I sure wish you guys had a bigger couch here.
Say no more. Whew.
God.
All right, this is great. Oh, Eric's also back to set Clint on fire. Now, this video is probably gonna come out a ways after that one, but if you haven't seen it, you should definitely go check that out. Okay.
Dang, that's right! Oh my God!
Ooh.
Dude, that's awesome. Oh.
Dude, cops in formation. They've just been driving on the street like that the whole time, waiting for him to pull out in front of them.
That's so cool. Oh, that's so cool.
I gotta imagine it's really easy to lose it and like just.
100%. They have to have a highly souped up car to be able to do these types of slides. A lot of times this stuff's tested in like, say, a parking lot or on a track. When you get out into the real street like that, you have manholes, different variations in the concrete and everything else. You have to get some people that are like the best in the business. Some of these slides, I mean, he's pushing this so far, it's like unbelievable.
With the car coming that close to camera, look, right, that's like feet, that's like 3 to 4 feet away. Are there like stunt camera guys?
I'm assuming that this was a pursuit vehicle and it has this massive Russian arm type thing on top of it. These guys are stuntmen in their own right. The guy who's operating that Russian arm really knows where he can be. Yeah. He can kind of pull it up and the car will go underneath it. When you pull that off, you would expect to like jump out of the car and be like, yeah!
Yeah.
But that's what's so great about a lot of these amazing stuntmen. Director's like, cut, that was amazing, way to go. We're gonna do it again. He just gets on the radio and he's like, copy, going back to one. Like this guy gnarly driving.
So are those puddles there so that he can lose traction on the car?
Absolutely. The puddles are actually like fairly strategically placed so that he can lose traction at a certain point, kind of get it back and then whip it back the other direction.
No way.
Yeah, so like that's pretty slick, but how much says those trucks aren't there?
Ooh.
That's a good point, man. That's a really
Right there, the one that's backing up.
Yeah, it's so close.
Yeah, it's not.
It almost looks like it goes straight through it.
The back of that truck looks pretty CG.
It does look pretty CG.
But you don't tell in motion.
Yeah.
Even without the trucks there, like the move that this guy is doing is insane because like he's got these walls that he can still hit and he's able to even pull that off.
There's definitely like a stuntman look I've gotten familiar with. Like when there's like a bunch of dudes like holding guns, I'm like, okay, there's the stuntman. Better hope he comes through that door and not somewhere else.
Yep.
Bullets are jammed. That's like the closest Batman's ever come to using a gun right there. He just caps Batman in the back of the head.
I love that they grab his cape. The worst thing that you can have is a vigilante is a cape.
Dude, this is.
Did you just stab that guy?
Yep.
Yeah, I think so. This is a beefy fight scene. That was a beefy scene, man.
You have this inherent problem where you need to get rid of people's guns. And I think it was a pretty creative way to use one of his gadgets to kind of like disarm as many of them as he could.
Dude, that was
How do you do that?
I'm gonna go with it. That is some sort of like super hard rubber or something, but there's a little bit of padding underneath it. See how he's kind of prepped for it and his knees are bent? He kind of is not jumping in the air, he's just rotating straight to the floor. I think that he actually did go for that for the most part, and he's a nasty stuntman. I'm sure he was like, yo, we're going for it. We want this shot to be sick. Now here we are talking about it, like mission accomplished.
Does it make impact softer to break through stuff?
Totally.
So if that guy didn't go through the wall and just bounced off of it, that'd be a bigger hit than going through the wall.
I think crashing through something softens it a bit.
It definitely looks cooler crashing through something.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's nice to see Batman get thrown to the ground because he's always just, you know, kind of like kicking the crap out of everybody, and to see him get overwhelmed and how he deals with it and then gets back to his feet is pretty great.
When filming a fight scene on set, have you ever had the actor actually connect with your face?
Oh yeah, definitely. When we were doing the Daredevil Punisher fight, I mean, me and the stunt guy from Daredevil definitely punched each other in the face a couple times.
Really?
But it ends up looking great. So we definitely clipped each other a couple of times, but we laugh about it and we're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. You're also kind of like pulling your punch too. So like if you clip somebody, it may not be like taking a MMA punch or something.
So we actually looked at the stats for these videos, and like 60% of the viewers who watch these videos aren't subscribed to the channel. If you would consider subscribing, it actually helps us out, it helps the channel grow, and it's a great way to take the fate of your video watching habits out of the hands of the algorithm. Do you want a robot telling you what to watch, or do you want to decide what you watch?
You remember the movie Hot Rod?
Yeah.
Remember when he's falling down that hill?
They're just throwing himself.
Clips the tree. Again.
Woo!
Look at that.
I mean, that was a wire gag for sure. Yeah, that's...
How are they not breaking ribs doing this, man?
I think that one was a wire gag. If you look at like the Lone Survivor, where they're going down the hill, those guys just did that. I mean, they did it kind of sections of it at a time, but all those hits were just, you know, those guys padded up and went for it. A lot of that's that guy just launching himself off screen. They probably have like a large pad or something like that, so that like his momentum, he can stop and not hit a tree or get really hurt. I mean, they have to be so sore the next day.
Looks like his leg goes backwards when he bounces on the ground, dude.
I mean, that guy won a stunt award for that.
Really?
In that stunt, he was supposed to make it.
Yeah.
He actually didn't make it, and the stunt guy got hurt pretty good.
I actually had a chance to meet Andy Samberg like 2 months ago.
Oh, really?
And I asked him about this scene.
Really?
Yeah.
What did he say?
The dude cracked his femur.
Yeah.
He was saying that the first ramp is supposed to collapse and the guy hits the side of the truck. That was what was planned. And you watch in the scene, it collapses, but the guy has so much speed, he goes over and clips the other side of the ramp with his leg. Cracks his femur. Everybody on set was like, oh shit, oh no. We have the rule, if somebody hurts themselves, use a shot. Apparently the Lonely Island guys have the same rule, and they use that shot in the film.
Johnny, you're about to jump out of a perfectly good airplane. How do you feel about that?
I heard that Patrick Swayze got like really into skydiving for this movie.
He was skydiving before this.
Oh, really?
And, you know, they get to when they want to film this, and Swayze wants to jump. Like, he wants to do it on his own. You know, for production reasons, they absolutely would not let him jump. So what they did is, on one weekend, Swayze literally was like good buddies with the stunt coordinator, second unit director, and some of those guys. And like that shot right there, him and his buddies literally just took the camera and did this rogue. Like,
that's awesome.
So they got all this footage of Swayze jumping out of it on their own time.
Adios, amigo!
That's absolute gold. That's amazing. You can clearly see it's him. You can clearly see that's Keanu like on some blue screen or whatever.
Man, this says a lot about like your passion for filmmaking.
Yeah.
These scenes would not be nearly as memorable without like the actual actors flying around in them.
I mean, that's actually what happens when you get shot. You know, people take these huge reactions.
Yeah.
Like the bullet just goes through you. Pretty much don't move, unless I would say
that?
it's like a super high caliber round from like a rifle or something.
Like that.
Yeah, but it looks awesome. Like I'm all for it.
I love that.
That's awesome.
I love how he wipes his face off. Yeah.
That's awesome. You see him just full send out the door.
Dude, just the great ketchup massacre.
There's like a gallon of milk.
God, these squibs are so good. I wish all movie squibs were like that. This is the thing that digital blood hits like never can do.
As much as I love John Wick, it's like I wish they would do a little bit more practical blood and stuff like that. I mean, typically with the squib, the special effects guy is going to talk to you and be like, hey, it's this much of a charge. He's going to say it's going to feel like a light punch, or it's gonna feel like somebody flicking you, like just depending on how much is in there. And you'll get like a pad, or you can take a flat knee pad and put it underneath there,
Yeah.
and it should protect you from that.
The first time we did squibs, we learned that you can't have people's arms in front of them.
Yeah, there's a little bit of like gunpowder in there, and it can literally like burn your arm.
It's hard though with a gunfight scene because everybody's aiming or shooting their guns. If you're gonna take center mass hits, it's gonna blast into your arm. So you notice like when those guys open the door, you notice like there's one guy just standing there like this with the gun in his hand, just like wide open. Like no one has their arms in front of their chests. Or like they're getting shot in the shoulders, they're like way over here. I love all the backlighting too. Most people don't know that you need to like backlight squibs to get them to show up.
Both sides. It's
Yeah. Dude, the entry and exit squib, that's like the classiest squib.
The D is silent here, baby.
Look at this girl just waiting for her ratchet. I mean, I can almost guarantee that the stunt coordinator was like, look, this completely defies all physics and it makes zero sense whatsoever.
Quentin Tarantino, he's like, I want to do this. And you're like, okay.
I mean, I almost would have just like yanked her into the doorway and had her clip off of it.
What makes it funny is that it's so fast. She's there and then she's not.
Yeah.
You know?
Y'all two run along now.
If you would like to follow Eric's work, ask him questions, you can follow him at Eric Linden. Did you get overwhelmed last time?
You know what? I promised I would respond to everybody. I responded to well over 300 messages.
Oh my God.
I get a lot of how do I get started in stunts? How did I personally start? So I literally just for you guys went and typed up a manifesto, if you will, on my website. And I've been firing that link to people just to have pure efficiency. Thanks guys, appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Eric.
Thanks for coming by, dude.
Yeah.
Are they gone? My turn. All right, did you see that sweet stunt? Anyways, thanks for sticking around to the end of the episode. Today's sponsor is Squarespace, and I'm gonna tell you all about how you can get 10% off your first purchase. But first, a joke. A businessman, a lawyer, and a dentist walk into a bar. Now, only one person uses Squarespace. Can you guess which one it is? The answer is that it's the bartender, and the bartender is the real winner here. He was able to create a beautiful website that got the dentist, the lawyer, and the businessman into his bar in the first place because he used the beautiful award-winning templates that Squarespace has. Another thing that bartender did is he posted about his awesome bar on Squarespace, and it did simultaneous posting onto his Twitter profile. The next thing that savvy bartender did is allow multiple contributors to contribute to his website. He didn't just create the whole website himself, he had one of the waiters get in on the action, he had a mixologist get on the action. Now you might be wondering, wow, it's really hard to get dentists into bars these days, but using Squarespace's traffic overview system, this savvy bartender was able to understand a little extra about his marketing techniques to get them in there. Mouthwash shots, anyone? We all know it's super easy to get lawyers into bars. I mean, trust me. But one thing you might not know is that it's really hard for lawyers to pass the bar. And it's even more difficult to get lawyers out of bars unless they commit malpractice using iron bars. Think about that one. But anyway, what you probably should know is that this savvy bartender talked to all those lawyers in his bar, and he found out all the stuff that he posts on his Squarespace website belongs to him. That's because Squarespace gives you content ownership over everything you post on their platform. And now finally, let's make sure we talk about that businessman. That businessman, well, he's the smartest one of the bunch because he went on over to squarespace.com/corridorcrew and he got 10% off his first purchase. That's right, squarespace.com/corridorcrew, get 10% off your first purchase.
Hey guys, it's Lucas. I wanted to let you guys know about my favorite Instagram account, and that's at Corridor Digital. You know, we have this pretty sweet face filter that Ren made. Maybe you can look as cool as me.